talked about in the locker room is that game is a great learning experience for us. Obviously not super happy with the third quarter, but I think for us, it got to a 4-point game, and just really proud of how we responded and kind of came together in a timeout. And I thought after that, we kind of turned the corner there, and thought Sharita did a great job of making things happen and getting to the free throw line when we were really struggling to score. And obviously free throws down the stretch kind of made a difference for us. So great game, great learning experience, and fun to get our first conference game under our belt.
Coach, you mentioned that it came within 4 points, then you called that timeout, and then you guys kind of went on a run after that. What kind of things do you say in the huddle right there to get your team back in the game?
Really, we just kind of took a deep breath and said, hey, we're okay. We knew they were going to make a run. We were struggling to hit some shots. We needed to focus on getting some defensive stops, and then, the execution was going to come. Shots weren't falling, and like I said, I think getting to the free throw line was huge for us because the ball wasn't going in the basket. But I think the biggest thing is really, it could have gone either way. We could have kind of tanked, or we could have come together, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing out of this team now, and it's just really fun to see that resiliency, of them coming together and buckling down and saying, hey, we're going to get a stop, we're going to execute, we're going to get to the free throw line, we're going to get a good shot. So it was just nice to see.
Your starting five came out really, really aggressive today, both ends of the floor. Was that an intentional game plan, or was it kind of just hype being first conference game?
I think we have great people that can pressure the ball. Defensively, I thought our first quarter was really, really good. So I think that's something you're just gonna see from us, is that's our game plan defensively. We're gonna pressure the ball a little bit more than we have in the past. I think we have 3 or 4 people that can really get up there and pressure the ball, and we can move people around. And then I think we have some good depth, which allows us to get out and run a little bit, and then keep people fresh. And so moving forward, that's kind of the game plan, is to transition and pressure and look to run a little bit.
Sharita, you went 2 of 10 from the field, but then 14 of 14 from the line. Was there a point in the game where you kind of just flipped a switch and said, okay, my jumper's not falling, I'm going to attack the basket?
Yeah. Obviously I didn't have been shooting it, so at that point I kind of just stopped. Try to get to the basket instead of pull shots. I think my teammates did a really good job of scoring the ball. Majority of my points came from free throws, so I think the girls did a really good job moving the ball, swinging the ball, getting themselves chances, just getting people open and being efficient on offense.
You're seen as one of the leaders on this team, Sharita. Going back to, it came close in that huddle. What do you do as kind of one of the senior players on this team to help your teammates get back in it?
I think like Coach said, when it gets to that point, I know our last game was kind of like that too, where we were up and then it got really close. I think just being able to come together as a team and get through it together as a team, I think it's important for just everybody to stay composed. I think we all did a good job of that, just holding our composure. If we didn't get fouls that we wanted, or things didn't go our way, I think just staying together as a team, I think we did a good job of that.
Coach, this is the second game in a row where you've had a lead and then a team makes a run to close the gap and you guys have to fight it off. Is it one of those things where you expect that run to come, or is there something that you guys can do to make sure you put teams away?
We talk about it. We talk about it before every game. It's a game of runs, and I think for us that is where I think I'm most proud of this group, is that we have been able to come together and kind of stop runs. Sure, do I wish we'd stopped it a little sooner? Absolutely, but I think we're getting there. We're getting to that point where it's we're understanding okay, we get scored on 2 or 3 times in a row, we need to buckle down and get stops on defense. There's going to be times where we miss shots, and so you have to get stops on that defensive end, and then same thing on the offensive end. They did a good job of kind of clogging the paint, and I think Lizzie got a couple scores there early in the game, and so they kind of sucked in off the other post player, and we hit some threes in the first half, and I think the second half, they adjusted a little bit, and we were struggling to score, and that's where you have to adjust and get to the free throw line. You have to do different things, and I think we're figuring that out, and it's fun to see. We had too many turnovers. We got to do a better job of taking care of the ball and valuing possessions and things like that. But I think overall, I'm happy with. You learn a lot from a game like that. Whether I know at half we were up by quite a bit, and if it continued that way, then obviously you win the game by a lot. But I think this is a better game to me as far as learning experience. I'm glad that they made a run and we had some adversity and we had to deal with it, and it's a great learning experience for us. Those games.
Quick turnaround. You got another game Saturday, another big conference game. What's kind of the game plan going in there after, an emotional,
Right.
kind of close game like today?
Idaho's tough. I mean, they run stuff. They make good reads. They can shoot the ball. They have some great players. Obviously, having a day in between, is always hard. But that's part of conference, and I think we have to get used to that. We have to learn how to prepare in a day and a shoot around. And so, I think they've done a really good job of kind of honing in on the scout and understanding the scout. And so it's just, we just got to keep continuing with it. But it's going to take a lot of communication on the defensive end against a team like Idaho. You have to be talking. There's going to be switches and some different things that we throw at them. So I think for us, we have to be on point and ready to practice tomorrow. Enjoy the win for the night, and then tomorrow we got to get ready to move on.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you both.
Yeah.